This tour swing analysis is of #1 ranked golfer in the world, Jon Rahm. Now, John's a tremendous player, tremendous competitor, very long hitter of the golf ball, but very, very consistent in what he does. Okay, you'll notice he's got a very fast swing. He puts a lot of power into his golf swing, and he's able to really control it very, very well. So how does he do this? Now, as we've said before, all these top players match up areas of their golf game. Okay, and what you're going to see with John is he's got a weaker left-hand grip. With that weaker left-hand grip, he's then going to have a stronger bow in the wrist. So those two things match up very well. Now, the reason why this bow in the wrist has become very popular amongst a lot of modern players is that on the way through, it allows him to deliver the club, I should say the hands, well ahead of the golf club head at impact, helping him really stabilise the club face. And you can see on the left here, even going through this thick rough, the club works through the golf ball very, very stable through release. Part of what he's created. So he's got the weaker left hand coupled with the stronger wrist movement, and those two together really help him stabilise impact nicely. Now, John's got other things in his golf swing that compensate for each other. He's actually was born with a club foot, and he's got a very limited mobility in his right ankle. So with that, you'll see he's going to have a much shorter golf swing because he's not physically able to turn as far as a lot of the other PGA Tour and European Tour players would do. So he's got to find some power from somewhere. So with John, he's incredibly strong in his legs and his hips. He creates a tremendous amount of width, so it gets his hands miles away from his chest. But a move that I really like is in his transition, you'll notice the club is still moving backwards as his body settles forwards. Okay? So now this creates a tremendous stretch across his body, across his torso, from his knee to his foot, going all the way through to his shoulder and his hands being left behind. And that's almost like stretching a band, and then he uses that power through the golf shot and through the impact area, okay, to create a lot of speed. So what he's really doing is he's understanding his limitations. He works very hard with Dave Phillips, who's one of the co-founders of the Titleist Performance Institute, around utilising his strength and working around his areas of weakness. Or certainly maybe not even weakness, might be the wrong word, certainly where he's less mobile. So he's going to have a weaker grip coupled with the bowed wrist position. Okay, they match up nicely. He's going to have the shorter, wider swing coupled with the ankle restriction. Okay, and while he's doing that, to create the power, he's going to create fantastic stretch across his body, from his knees to his hips, through his torso, through his shoulders, to his hands, to really create a lot of power in the limited amount of time he's got to hit the golf shot. Because obviously the longer you swing the hands back, the more time you've got to accelerate the club. So he's got to find that power in a much shorter space of time. Okay? So, fantastic move. Brilliant player to watch play golf. Really attacks the golf ball. Really attacks the golf course as well. He's not afraid to really fire at pins and to really chase it down at the last 9 holes of a major. So what I wanted to take from this again is that everything has to match up. Just because you may have a limitation in a certain area doesn't mean that you can't play fantastic golf. You just need to work with a coach and really be able to understand what your limitations are, understand what your strengths are, and make sure that you really play to your strengths.